Welcome to the Coachzing Show, offering you the latest creative content marketing tips to help you work less, earn more, and help more people. Are you a coach singer yet? Join the community where the world's best coaches, therapists, authors, and speakers come to discover the latest industry trends and partner with other like-minded professionals. Go to coachzing.com/community to join. And now, here's your host, Doug Foresta.
Hello, welcome back to the Coachzing Show. This is Doug Foresta, and today I am so excited to have Nancy Juetten back with me, and we're going to be talking about courage. And one of the things that's wonderful about doing this show is that we cover sort of two things. One is sometimes we have shows that are the nitty-gritty about, how to get your emails out there and how to schedule them and things like that. But there's also, I think, the deeper side of content marketing, and that's why we've invited people back. And Nancy is one of those guests that we've invited back for a deeper conversation, is because there's more to it than just the how-to, right? And so what we're going to be talking about today is courage. And I know I can relate to the idea of needing more courage, and how do we deal with having the courage to put ourselves out there in a world in a bigger way. So excited to have Nancy back. Since finding courage to say bye-bye to her former career as a publicist in 2009, and hello to a new business built on bye-bye boring bio and get known, get paid expertise, Nancy Juetten has earned thousands of fans and served happy clients and luminaries around the world. Today, she guides aspiring authors and experts to name, claim, and communicate their expertise online and in other ways, so premium clients see the value and gladly invest to benefit. And you can also, we're going to have a special gift for you today. And you can go to getknowngetpaid.com/courage. That's getknowngetpaid.com/courage. And you'll learn more about what that gift is, but it's a really cool gift. Nancy Juetten, thank you so much for returning to the Coachzing Show.
It's great to be here. Thanks, Doug.
Thank you. So, let's start with, I really love this topic about courage and the idea that we need that courage is more important. And you had said something, we were chatting for a few moments before we started, and I was thinking this is a good departure point. You said that you feel like even in your own business, that courage is more important than even the how-to mechanics of things. And I'm wondering if you can say a bit more about that.
I'd be delighted, and I think it might also be helpful for the listeners to know that it's a multiple six-figure business I run from my office with my dog at my feet, and I have clients all over the world. And that's a proof point that's important to mention, because I will tell you that if I had ignited more courage earlier in my business, I think I could have quadrupled or then some my business, because it was the mindset piece that was perhaps the most important piece that wasn't being tended to. I had a coach, in fact, who I love still to this day, and he said, Nancy, you're an excellent student, you're a perfectionist, you're going to do the right thing, and you're going to get it done in a scholarly way, just like you have all throughout your education. But what I really want to call you on is what's going on in your head. Mindset, he would say, are you thinking big enough? Are you being that person that your people want to follow? Are you leading in a way that people will want to? And every time he'd ask these questions, I would just get all trumped up, because it was like, just show me how to run the gosh darn dashboard at Instant Teleseminar. I don't want to talk to you about that sort of thing. And if I had it to do over again, I would have really started there first. And so anyone who's listening to this, who's earlier in their journey, really get your head on straight and aligned with your vision and with your deepest desire and this courage you have to be that thing you always knew you could be. Because sometimes we listen to the naysayers and the dream squashers first instead of allow our own light to shine. Sometimes we have self-limiting beliefs that stop us, and sometimes we just put our focus on the know-how and forget about being a messenger, being that light, being that leader that our people are waiting for. And if I had it to do over again, I would have put more emphasis there. And I really think that has been the key, especially in the most recent year or two, that has catapulted my success to a level that makes my family very proud of me and makes me pretty proud of myself.
What do you think it is when you work with people and you see let's say you see someone holding themselves back in some way, right? What do you see as, what does that tend to look like, do you think? I mean, what are the things that, like you said, we can know what to do, but then I guess what I'm curious about is sort of, what are the ways in which do you think people hold themselves back in their business? What are
Well,
some of the ways you see people do that?
well, I'm going to be kind of practical and specific here because I am the business bio expert and I
Yes.
work with people on naming and claiming what they do, who they do it for, and why they're the best available athlete to do it. So some of the things that hold people back are clearly fear and self-doubt. I don't have enough education. I don't have enough credentials. There's no proof to my claims. Who am I to say that I can help people in this particular way? Who's going to believe me? What will people think? Day after day, I hear people say, I better get another certification. I better get a new PhD. I better do 10 or 15 more free sessions with people that aren't going to pay me so that I can boost my confidence to charge my full value. These are some of the things that people say again and again and again. And I was just talking to someone the other day, and she says, I've been doing this for 30 years, but nobody's ever paid me to do it. And I said, well, think back to the people that you've touched in 30 years and the kinds of things that people have said to you about how transformational your work was on their happiness, success, relationship. Try to isolate some of those true words that people spoke about the impact that you made. What I often encourage people to believe is go back and read those comments and lean into them and believe that they are true and stand in and on them, because why not you? Why not you? And those are some of the major reasons that people don't have courage, because somebody said they couldn't, or their own inner voice said that they weren't ready and they were waiting for perfection.
I love what you're saying too, because I know that's one that, I've certainly had that thought. It never ends either, because the going back to school or getting more training and certification, right? Well, how can I obviously can't be a leader in this field until I have my PhD. And then of course, you get your PhD and you're like, well, I don't have my postdoctoral certification. It never ends and ends and ends. And it just, it goes on. And quite honestly, some of the most successful coaches, I don't think have any certification whatsoever.
Well, and you know what? I think that the most successful coaches believe in themselves and the impact that they make, such that they affect the change that was desired for the client who invested wisely to get the benefit.
Right.
And I really think that inner belief is really, really, really essential. I do. And since we're talking about college, here's a fun little metaphor. Most people go to a 4-year university, and the first 2 years you're in school, you're bobbing and weaving between the general education courses, kind of like a bottle in the ocean, trying to figure out what it is you're going to study and where you're going to declare your focus and how you're going to emphasize your training. But then when you declare your major, all of a sudden you narrow your focus to the discipline or the subject matter that you love the most, that lights you up, that you would read about and think about even if you weren't getting a degree or you weren't being paid for it. Then all of a sudden you have that level of focus that you can become extraordinary in that field. So I call that declare your intention to be major. I want everyone to declare their intention to be major in their field today and to behave and lean into it as if it were true already, and to kick that self-doubt to the curb as soon as possible, because it doesn't serve you. Some of the most successful actors and actresses on the planet will confess that they are very afraid. Will Smith, Jada Pinkett Smith, people like that say, I'm always worried about fear and self-doubt, but look what they have done. They've allowed that fear and self-doubt to be fuel to push them forward as opposed to a barrier to hold them back.
So you started, that was where I was going to go. Actually, my next question was going to be, how can I summon more courage? So, if I'm a listener right now and I do want to add more courage into my life, is it a matter of solely, so it's turning that fear into courage? But I'm wondering if you have any other tips or tips or
I
thoughts?
absolutely do.
I knew you did.
So the theme of our talk today is ignite courage.
Yes.
So if you write down the word ignite, IGNITE, I'm going to walk you through the steps you can take to ignite yours. Identify big intention for big impact. Your big why, if you will. It's more than food, clothing, and shelter for your family. It's making a big impact fueled by a powerful intention. What is yours? If you get really clear about what that is, it will call you forth no matter what, because you're so aligned with it and you so want it to be real. The G stands for game plan creation. Well, here you are right here, but you have this intention for big impact. Step by step, just like the yellow brick road to Oz, what are the logical steps that you need to take in order to get from here to there? Set yourself a game plan and a timetable to make it happen, and check in regularly to evaluate and celebrate your progress. The N stands for name desired results, and I'll put a little example on this that's kind of revealing. Maybe you want to be world renowned in your field. Maybe you want to create a 6-figure coaching business that affects powerful change. What is your desired result? So in my case, when I started out, I wanted to be well known as the business bio expert working with luminaries around the world. I wanted that because at the core of my business is that I believe everybody is important. Everyone is important, and nobody should be made to feel less than. And that comes from a deep wound that I've been working to heal for a long, long time, which is another little side point. Oftentimes, coaches end up doing work in the world that heals a wound that they are trying to deal with that allows them to be even more powerful in that work than anyone else in the world. But here's the thing. I had all of these mentors and guides that would say, why are you focusing on such a very specific, narrow area? Why are you thinking so small? And I said, really, I don't think I'm thinking small at all. I think who people are is the most important thing. That's like the seed from which everything takes root. And people said, oh, no, you should be a 6-figure SaaS coach. You should be a this, you should be a that. Don't think too small. And I had to just sort of say, you know what? I'm not thinking small. I'm thinking about what it is that's my unique brilliance to do, and I'm doing it. And naysayers are not going to stop me. And I'm not going to believe that I'm thinking small. And I'm going to learn the know-how to get known in this way. And I'm going to be checking in with the measure of my commitment to do it because for whatever reason, personal or business or otherwise, it's important enough to me to make it happen. So, you know, when I first started down this journey, if you Googled my name, you'd find out that I ran 10K races really slowly, and that was all you'd find. But since I've gotten known in this way, you don't even have to know how to spell my name. Go to Google and type in business bio expert. You will find thousands and thousands of references to me, and all of them point to a website that will help you learn more. I am well known. I am well paid. There are riches in niches, and you don't have to be a karaoke singer in this world to be successful.
What do you mean by a karaoke singer?
How many people are doing the same thing and putting their name on it?
I see what you mean. Yeah, very true.
You know?
Yeah.
And, so anyway, name desired results. So I named mine. I wanted to get worldwide recognition. I wanted to get known for it and get paid for it. I wanted to work with luminaries. And now Alex Mondosian and Laurel Langemeyer and Christine Closer and people like that call me the bio queen. If they think I'm pretty good, you can bet that aspiring luminaries will feel that I'm pretty good too. So then what do? You initiate inspired action, step by step. T, you take tenacious steps over time to make the big intention true. And what I want to underscore here is, yes, there are people that get to 6 figures in 6 months. Yes, there are people that get known and are a flash in the pan. Some people are an overnight success that took 10 years to build. The key is that we're all on some kind of a path to mastery. And we have to enjoy the journey as well as the destination, because once you achieve that first goal that you set for yourself, chances are, after you settle into it for a while, your own growth is going to demand that you elevate your own expectations of what might be next for you. And we are never done. So keep moving forward toward the big goal, achieve the big goal no matter how long it takes, celebrate the successes that you've had, don't go it alone, and remember to enjoy the journey as well as the destination. And then the final E for Ignite is express the message in action, word, and deed with enthusiasm, commitment, conviction, and courage, and then evaluate and execute regularly because it's a journey that we're on. Just like Oz, Dorothy and the Tin Man and the Cowardly Lion and who was the other guy? The Scarecrow.
Scarecrow, yeah.
They ran into, fireballs and angry apples and flying monkeys and sleep-inducing poppies. And there were all kinds of things along the journey from Munchkinland to Oz that could have distracted them. But they wanted the outcome enough to stay with it. And together they got it done. And so I think another undertow to all of this is who's on your team? Who's helping you to get where you want to go? Don't go it alone. Find yourself a mini mastermind of amazing people where the combination of your skills and talents and commitment emboldens you all to move forward to that big outcome on the other side. Because together you have more to celebrate, and alone you just might not have the support you need to get there.
Well, I love that you said that too, because there is the inner side of courage, but then, we feel more courageous when we're supported, right? When we have those people around us supporting us taking those courageous actions. I know in my life that's made a huge difference.
Well, yeah, like going it alone. I think for a lot of business owners, especially today, where you can, with a laptop and an internet connection and a telephone line, you can set up your business for success. But how you cope with the isolation of being behind the computer, well, that's a whole other ballgame. You have to be disciplined and ready to focus and get things done, whether or not the boss is noticing, because you are ultimately the boss and your family is probably counting on you to make something happen with this business. And if you're spending a lot of time behind the computer, but you're not bringing home any bacon, it's not really viable.
So I said at the beginning that you had a special gift for our listeners at getknowngetpaid.com/courage. Can you tell us what that is?
Yes. There's three things. You have the Ignite Courage system spelled out so you can post it to your computer and remind yourself to follow these steps every day. You also have 4 questions to ask yourself to ignite your own courage and check your own commitment. And then there's a fun article that I wrote, and it's called Success Lessons Inspired by the Wizard of Oz, where I essentially use the Wizard of Oz as a metaphor to talk to you about how you can get known and get paid, saying things like, you don't have to fly over the rainbow to get much of what you want. Much of the business that you need is in your own backyard. Don't let bluebird envy stand in your way. Wishing and hoping doesn't get it done. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Good witches and mentors are everywhere. So it's just a very clever little article that lets you know that I've got a distinct point of view, that I like to have fun, but within all of that, there's great, powerful, inspiring wisdom to call you forth, to inspire that courage that you always knew you had, to achieve that thing you always knew you could do. And I hope that I'm a catalyst to help you be it. And that's why I wanted to talk about this today.
Nancy Juetten, it's just an absolute pleasure. And I love that you talk about this big topic and you break it down also into really, I love the Ignite that you break it down into, I know that's your thing. you break it down and make it actionable for us.
So if folks want this there's nothing to buy. I'm not making a hard sell. It's just total inspiration. And there's also, when you download this, you gain access to me delivering a talk about igniting courage that was sort of like a TED Talk. So hopefully you'll watch it and enjoy it, but I'm not making a big pitch. There's nothing like that. So go to getknowngetpaid.com/courage. And if you do that and you ignite some courage and accomplish something wonderful, get in touch with me and tell me what amazing things have manifested, because I think that we all want to make a difference in the world and feel that the message we came on the planet to deliver was important. And those cards and letters really do make me feel important and make me feel like the difference I was here to make got accomplished. So getknowngetpaid.com/courage.
Nancy Juetten, thank you for coming back to the Coachzing Show and sharing your words of wisdom with us.
My pleasure. It's your story. Tell it well.
Thank you so much. And thanks everyone for listening. We'll be back Monday through Friday with more great guests helping you to work less, earn more, and help more people through creative content marketing. Till next time, this is Doug Foresta at the Coachzing Show.
Thanks for listening to the Coachzing Show. Need help getting your book out of your head and onto paper? Need help marketing your books or speaking engagements? We can do it for you. Go to Coachzing.com to learn more. Are you a coach singer yet? Join the Coach Singers community where the world's best coaches, therapists, authors, and speakers meet. You'll get exclusive access to private mastermind calls where you can get instant marketing help from industry experts. Plus, we'll help you forge deals and partnerships with other like-minded professionals. Go to Coachzing.com/community to join now.